I uncovered a key sewn into the lining of my mother's wedding dress, and I wish I never learned what it opened. Mom died 3 months ago, leaving behind a house full of memories and the impossible task of sorting through 40 years of accumulated life. Dad couldn't handle it, so the job fell to me. I was in her closet, deciding what to donate, when I found the wedding dress. It was beautiful, ivory silk with intricate beadwork, preserved in a garment bag like a museum piece. As I lifted it out, something crinkled in the bodice. There, sewn into the lining near the left shoulder, was a small bulge. I carefully opened the seam and found a brass key wrapped in tissue paper. Attached was a note in Mom's handwriting. "For darling, when you're ready to know the truth about your father, M." My blood ran cold. The truth about Dad? What truth? The key was old, ornate, nothing like the modern keys in our house. I spent 2 days searching every lock, every drawer, every hidden corner. Nothing. Then I remembered the basement storage room we never used. Behind boxes of Christmas decorations, I found an old wooden chest I'd never noticed before. The key fit perfectly. Inside were dozens of letters tied with ribbon, photographs, and a thick manila folder labeled Private Investigation, 1982-1985. The top letter was from someone named Viktor Petrov, dated 6 months before my birth. It started, "My dearest Evelyn, I've waited 23 years to hold our son, our son." My hands shook as I opened the investigation folder. There were surveillance photos of my dad, except it wasn't my dad. It was a man who looked exactly like him. But the caption read, "Subject, James Morrison, real name Dmitry Volkov, suspected identity theft, 1981. The DNA test results were clipped to the back. 2 different men, 2 different fathers. And my mom had known all along. But that wasn't the worst part. The final document made my stomach drop. It was a death certificate from 1985, for my real father. Cause of death, homicide. Primary suspect, James Morrison. The man I'd called Dad for 28 years wasn't just not my father. He was my father's killer. Viktor Petrov had been a Russian immigrant who'd met my mother in college. They'd fallen in love, but his visa was denied. He returned to Moscow promising to find a way back. 3 years later, he arrived with stolen papers, the identity of James Morrison. But Dmitry Volkov was already using that name. When Viktor showed up claiming to be James Morrison, it threatened everything Dmitry had built. So Dmitry killed him. My mother knew something was wrong when the wrong man showed up at her door. She hired a private investigator named Robert Chen who documented everything for 3 years. Then Chen disappeared. His final report, investigation terminated. Subject aware of surveillance. If anything happens to me, contact Detective Patricia Williams. The next page was my mother's handwriting. Robert found dead this morning. Apparent suicide. I'm on my own now. For 40 years, my mother lived with her husband's killer, documenting his every move, waiting for the right moment to expose him. That's when I found the second key. It was taped to the bottom of the chest with another note. Storage Unit 247, Pine Street Self-Storage. Password is Victor 1959. Everything you need is there. Be careful. He's watching. The date was just 2 weeks before Mom died. As I sat there holding the second key, I heard footsteps upstairs. Dad was home early from his doctor's appointment. "Honey?" His voice called down. "You down there?" I quickly shoved everything back in the chest and locked it, my heart pounding. "Just checking on some Christmas stuff?" I called back, trying to sound normal. His footsteps stopped at the top of the basement stairs. "Find anything interesting?" The way he asked it made my blood freeze, like he already knew the answer. I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below.